Okay, in this video I'm going to look at the DOMs and DIMs for grade 8. Okay, so we've got the DOMs and DIMs in our chord that for the DOMs it resolves on the tonic. So that's different if you've come from another exam board to ABRSM. The reason we resolve on the tonic is to show the function of the dominant seventh. The dominant seventh always presses the music towards the tonic. So the first dominant seventh is going to be in the key of C. What that means is we finish on C. The dominant is note 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So our scale is going to start on G. And it's like a G major arpeggio, except the seventh is F natural. The reason it's F natural is F natural belongs to C major. F sharp belongs to G major, but we're not in G major. We are just the dominant of C. So G, B, D, F. Now we don't play the last G. We finish on the C to show that this chord leads to C. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then finish. You might notice with this one, particularly the one on G in particular, and I'll just check it's not inversions in the exam. No, it's not. So because of thinking fours, 1, 2, 3, 4, your thumb comes under on count 1. So we don't need to be so careful about being gentle on it because it naturally has a strong beat. Left hand fingering, same thing. We use every single finger in this scale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4 over, and then finish on the C. These are all hands together when you do them for the exam, but for practice we always do hands separately. So now the next one we've got is A. There's an A. Our fifth note, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is E. So we're going to do the E major chord, but our seventh note is D natural there. And finishes on A because we're in the key of A. Same for the left hand, so the dominant of A. So in the exam, you don't need to rush when they say dominant of A. And it's not particularly dominant of A major or A minor. It's just the dominant of A because the dominant is the same, whether it's major or minor. It's always that fifth. So they've said the dominant of A. In my head, I go, okay, what's the dominant? A, B, C, D, E. E is the dominant. Okay, now I can play my scale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then finish on A. Remember, you don't need to rush it. You don't want to take a million years to get to play the scale, but you don't need to rush either. Then we've got the dominant of E flat. So here's E flat, the dominant note, the fifth note is B flat. So B flat major, and then this beautiful A flat there. So 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Finishing on E flat. And the left hand's going to start with third finger. So 3, 2, 1, 4. Notice the fourth finger always comes over onto the black note. Whoops, that doesn't work very nicely, does it, to finish on E flat? So you might want to change the fingering to not have to put thumb on the very last note there, but that's only on the very last note. Okay, next one we've got is F sharp. So there's F sharp, so our fifth note is C sharp. So we've got that chord C sharp major. It looks like D flat major if you're thinking in flats, and then we add a B to it. And then finish on F sharp G flat, depending on how you're thinking of it. So, and left hand is a 2, 1, 4. Not quite a 2, 1, 4, 2, but similar, finishing on the G flat again. And that's all the DOMs. Now, if we look at the DIMs, there's only 2 DIMs. One starts on C, one starts on E flat. So remember that the diminished seventh is made up of only minor thirds. So there's my C. A minor third, the third in the minor scale would be E flat. From my E flat, the third in the minor scale E flat minor would be G flat. F sharp, the third in the minor scale would be A. And then we're back to the beginning. And so we've still got that lovely 4 going over onto the black note. And this one just finishes back where it started. Same for the right hand. So you can start with 2. Where there is an alternate fingering which starts on 1, and it does work okay for this scale, so you can choose which fingering you like best there. Then I would usually pick the first one I showed you because it follows the same pattern, and so that means that if I ever find this diminished inner piece, my hand already knows the scale pattern for no matter which note it starts on. It has the same matches the fingering, but your choice for that one. Now starting on E flat. Now the one starting on E flat is actually the same scale exactly. So if we had done the same thing on C, if we started on 2, then we start with 3 on the E flat, and it's the same fingering but going a note higher. So no matter what you did for C, this one definitely starts on E flat, 3 on E flat. And left hand, so it's the same as what I said for C, because for C we put pinky. So then we've got 4 on E flat, 4 on E flat. Now last one, you can do 4 or 2, that's your choice, because it doesn't have anything coming after it. Okay, so that's the DOMs and the DIMs. They're obviously played hands together, but for the moment, practice them hands separately, and then you can put them together. Have fun.